Spot's storybook. Spot's first picnic. Spot got there first. Steve was the second. Helen came in the third. Tom panted at last. But when he saw the water, he was first one in splash. It was silly to jump in like that, said Tom. Helen scowled. You might be hurt yourself, said Tom. I'm fine now. Let's go and eat. Stop, Spot, Helen, and Steve across the stream, stepping rocks. Spot put down the tablecloth and Helen unpacked the food. They just started to eat when it began to rain. Quick, everybody! Helen shouted, pull the tablecloth over a branch and make a tent. It was cold and dry under the tablecloth, but Steve stayed outside. It's only a shower, he said. He climbed on the top of a branch. Suddenly, Spot heard Steve shout, "Oops!" The tent began to shake. Everything went dark. Stevie slipped off the branch and pulled the tent down on top of everyone. That's the end of our picnic, moaned Spot. It's all your fault, Steve. Helen complained. It's all your fault. And your silly monkey tricks. We must go home, said Spot. They packed up and started across the stream, but the stone was slippery and rain, and Helen lost their balance. Help! He cried. They all tried to catch Helen, but she fell and pulled everyone in the water with her. What a mess! Spot looked around and laughed. That was your fault, Helen. You and your silly balancing tricks. Everyone started giggling, and Helen laughed too. And wait until Mom sees us, Spot says. But Sally had a surprise. When they get home, I knew you would come back wet and hungry, so I make you an indoor picnic. Thanks, Mom, said Spot. We are starving. We didn't mind getting wet at all, but we didn't mind eating soggy sandwiches. Spot found this a key. Spot was playing in the garden. He saw something shiny in a garden path. What it is? He said. It's a key. Press the key. The garden shed. Say a bird. Let's see, said Spot. He tried to put the key in the lock of the garden shed, but it was too small. That might know where the key comes from, said Spot. He is he. I asked him, but Sam was in a hurry. Sorry, Spot. I can't stop now. I'm looking for something. Oh well, said Spot. I'll try indoors. Perhaps it's the key to Mommy's jewelry box. He tried the key in the lock of Sally's jewelry box, but it was too big. I will ask Mom. Spot. Mom, do you know where's... Mom, did you know what? Sally didn't stop to listen. Sorry, Spot. I must go and help Dad. I will back in a minute. Perhaps the desk is a key to the desk, thought Spot. He tried to pull a key in the lock of desk, but the key was right size. But it wouldn't turn. This game is fun. Where else should I try? Perhaps the key kitchen cupboard. He put in the key of lock of a cupboard. It was right side by turn, and it turned the lock. Right side and it turned the lock, but it didn't open the cupboard. Oh, said Spot, disappointed. Where else can it be? Hello, I wonder. Dad's left toolbox on the floor. Now that's got a lock. Spot put the key in the lock of the toolbox, the right side, and it turned, and it opened the toolbox. Spot's favorite toy. Spot and Tom were playing in the garden, playing Spot's ball. I think my ball is your favorite toy, said Spot. Just then it started to rain. Let's go indoors, said Spot. Mom, can we play indoors? Of course, said Sally. But you can't play the ball inside house, Spot. You will find another toy to play with. Spot and Tom went to Spot's room. Spot picked his train. Now this is my favorite toy, he said. Me too, said Spot. Come on, race there. Spot car won the first race. The car went so fast that hit the cupboard with a big bang. My furniture, boys, called Sally. I've got to go now, said Tom. See you tomorrow, said Spot. Spot was sorry to leave Tom. Only now, what should I play with? Thought Spot when Tom had gone. I know, my building bricks. Helen here, called Sally. Hello, Helen, said Spot. Please help me build a tower mill. Building bricks, they are my favorite toy. Me too, said Helen. Let's see how high we can make it. As Helen placed his brick on the top, the tower wobbled, and Spot tried to hold it. Crash! Spot and Helen and the bricks landed on the floor with a heap. It's time to go, said Helen. Bye, Spot. It's past time, Spot, said Sally. That's good, said Spot. I can play my boat. It's my favorite toy. After your bath, you must go and put the toys away before you go to bed. So Spot has his bath and tidied his toy away, and he went to bed. Did you put all your toys away? Spot asked Sally. Yes, Mum. Always says Teddy. He's in bed with me. He really is my favorite toy. Spot's hospital visit. I'm ready, Spot shouted to Tom and Helen. They were all going to visit Steve, who was in hospital. Is in hospital with a broken leg. Tom had a ball for Steve. Helen was taking the doctor's bag with a bunch of flowers. She was pushing them in her doll's pushchair. Spot has a basket full of fruit. These are for Steve, said Spot. We better hurry, or there won't be any left, said Helen. At the hospital, they found Steve's room. Steve waved. Thanks for you coming, he called. I love visitors, especially they bring me present. Spot looked at the plaster cast on Steve's leg. Does that hurt? He asked. Not all, said Steve. Anyway, it's coming off tomorrow. There's writing on your cast, said Spot. Steve laughed. Yes, the doctor and nurses have written their names on my leg. I want to write my name, said Spot. So he did. And Tom drew some funny face. Helen wrote her own name and drew some flowers and a heart. Tom was looking at Steve's hospital bed. There was a handle on the side. What is it for? He asked. And he started to turn his head and shoulder rose up into the air. Hey, look at that, shouted Tom. Spot found another handle on the other side of the bed and began to turn it. Steve's feet went up. Be careful, Steve, you're not supposed to do that. You might break something else. Suddenly, the door opened and the nurse rabbit came in with a wheelchair. Here, Steve, he said, why don't you take your friend to the playroom? They will go on a corridor. Look at these toys, said Tom. It's like a train. I like this train, said Spot. Helen opened the doctor's bag and took out a green mask and a gown. Let's play doctor, he said. You're my patient, Tom. So Tom sat down and Helen listening to his chest. He began to laugh and twist around. Sit still, Helen ordered. Don't laugh like you fool around a real doctor. It means you. But you're tickling me, giggles Tom. Let's pretend Spot has broken his leg, said Helen. She unrolled a bandage and wound it around Spot's leg. Put Spot in your pushchair, Helen, shouted Steve. Tom looked at Spot, but Tom wasn't there. Helen wheeled Spot into the hole and Steve wheeled himself out of the wheelchair. Where can Tom be? He asked. He all went down the corridor, calling out Tom's name, but nowhere in sight. They looked in the X-ray room. This machine took pictures of my leg, Steve told them. I know about X-ray machine, said Helen. They are like camera, but they take picture of your bones. I don't see Tom there, said Steve. Do you? As the three friends turned around and leaped, a loud voice shouted, Boo! They all jumped. They saw Tom had been hiding under a sheet all the time. Did that scare you? He laughed. Free time was over, so they said goodbye to Steve, went back to Spot's house. Helen wheeled Spot his bandaged leg all the way in her pushchair. Sally was at the door as they arrived. Spot, she cried, what happened to your leg? Don't worry, Spot told her. Helen just playing doctor. I like hospital, said Spot. We have fun. I think I will be a doctor when I grow up. Maybe you will, said Sally. By the midnight, Steve soon out of hospital, and you can play doctor at home. Great, said Spot. Spot goes splash. It was raining and Spot woke up. Oh dear, he thought, I have to stay indoors. I wonder breakfast is ready. Sally called from the kitchen. Spot loved breakfast. He had all forgot about the rain. After he had finished eating, Spot looked outside again. Oh goody, said it stopped raining. Can I go outside and play, Mom? All right, Sally told him. But don't get wet and muddy. I just clean the house before Grandma and Grandpa come to visit. Spot went in the garden. The sun began to shine. Spot saw Steve looking up in the sky. Did you see a rainbow, Spot? Asked Steve. Yes, said Spot. It's a many different colors. Helen came along wearing a raincoat and a big hat and a shiny red Wellington boots. And it stopped raining, Helen, said Spot. I know, said Helen. Don't need your raincoat and your hat and boots anymore, Steve told her. Yes, I do, said Helen, smiling sharply the boots. I need to walk through muddy puddles like this. He stumps through a big puddle. Splash! That looks fun, said Spot. Let's try it, said Steve. So they splash through the puddle too, stamping and shouting. You're too silly, said Helen. Now your feet are all wet and muddy. We don't care, they said. This is great. Starting to rain again, said Helen, and nice and dry. You two have to go home. I suppose so, said Spot, having a last splash. By the time they got home, Spot was very wet, very muddy. Sally was not pleased. Get into the bus at once, he said. By no time to go to the bed yet, said Spot. I know, said Sally, but it's time for a bus. So Spot got into the bus with his boat and toy duck. This is fun too, he thought, but after I think I have enough water for one day. Grandma and Grandpa took Spot to the fair. What did you like to go first, Spot? I like to go on a merry-go-round, said Spot. Please? Grandpa lifted Spot up on a horse. You too, Grandma and Grandpa, said Spot. This is fun, Grandpa said. Grandma agreed. Oh, I can't remember when last I did this. What's the next, Spot? Asked Grandma. Spot to look around. I like to go on the helter-skelter, he said. Spot came whizzing down. Whee! I like to go on that, said Grandpa. Me too, said Grandma. Grandma came down, slide followed by Grandpa. This is great, said Spot. What a time. We're humming. Spot laughed. To see these grandparents have so much fun, they want a helter-skelter again. Can I go on a bumper car now? Asked Spot. I'll sit with you, said Grandma. I will just watch, said Grandpa. A loud buzz started and Spot pushed down the pedal and they were off. There's Helen and Tom. Hold tight, Grandpa, shouted Spot. Helen bumped the car into them. Bang! My word, said Grandma, this is some ride. Stop bumped into Helen's car. That's fun, said Spot, laughing. Bang! Just when the ride finished, Spot and Grandpa climbed out of the car. What? This is a bit scary, said Grandpa. It was, said Spot, but sometimes it's fun to be a bit scared. Where's Grandpa? asked Grandma, but he's nowhere in sight, said Helen, pointing. I think I can see him. He's carrying something big and pink. Where have you been? Said Grandma. We were worried. I got bored waiting, so I tried my luck on a coconut shell. I won it for Spot. Wow, said Spot. Licked the candy floss and Grandpa had a boat. You are clever. It's time to go. Thanks for a lovely fun day, said Spot. Thank you, Spot, said Grandpa. We enjoyed as much as you did. Sweet dreams, Spot. It was the start of a busy day. After breakfast, Spot went to Mum on the shopping. There were a long list of things to get. Thank you, Spot, said Sally. I couldn't have all this done without your help. After lunch, he went to the park with Dad. Come on, Spot, said Sam. I'll race you to the playground. At playground, Spot went on the swing. Push me higher, Dad, said Spot. When Spot and Dad got home from the park, Helen and Tom and Steve can play hide and seek. Finally, it was getting dark. Spot's friend went home to bed. Spot was ready to bed too. After Spot eaten his supper, he went for a last walk around the garden. Hello, Spot, a small voice said. Have you come out and played? No, I'm going to bed, said Spot. Oh well, said Mo, sleep tight. As Spot walked by the pond, they hear a frog croak. Hello, Spot, it's lovely for the evening for a swim. Not for me, thanks, I'm off to bed, said Spot. Hooted the owl. Good night, owl, said Spot. Good. You mean what? What did you mean, good night? The owl asked. I just woken up. I've got lots to do rather you than me. Spot yawned. I have a busy day. Spot went back indoors. Good night, everyone, he said. Have fun. Spot kissed his dad. I think I have a lovely day, Dad. Thanks for taking me to the park. Good night, Spot, said Sam. Sally came to kiss Spot good night. Please read me a story, Mom, said Spot. Sally opened a book and started to read. Spot snuggled down and he got sleepier and sleepier. By the time the story was over, Spot was fast asleep. What a tired little puppy you are, Sally whispered. I have been reading the story, and there was no one listening. Yes, they are, said a voice. Sally looked around and there were the owl and the frog and the mole. Thanks for stories, Sally, he said. Swing, dream, Spot. Spot, open one eye. Yes. Thanks, Mum, he said. Good night, everyone, as they fell fast asleep again. One windy day, Spot went out with his kite. See you later, Mum, he called to Sally. Don't get blown away, Spot, said Sally. Spot ran up and down the field to his kite, trying to get the wind to lift it. Suddenly a storm gust caught the kite. Oh, Spot cried, look how high it is. Then, oops, said Spot. How did that happen? Kite landed in the tree. Spot looking up. I can't reach up there. That's the end of my kite. Oh no. Spot tried to walk home. He was a little sad. Leaves were blowing all around, and the wind, red, yellow, green, and orange ones, and tried to catch one leaf. But it was harder than he thought. As soon as it came down near him, the wind whistled, wished it away again. But look, I saw something big and dark above him. Ooh, said Spot, reaching up. What's that? It blew there and there, come lower and lower, and whoosh, it landed right to Spot's head and covered his eyes. Spot couldn't see anything, but he heard a voice say, well, there's my hat. Spot pulled on the side of the hat. Pop! Of course, came off the hat, and Spot found himself looking up at Mrs. Kangaroo. Thank you, Spot. You saved my best Sunday hat. It was nothing, said Spot. I wish you could do something for you, Spot, said Mrs. Kangaroo. You can, said Spot. My kite is stuck up in that tree. Can you reach it? Certainly, said Mrs. Kangaroo. Jump up and knock the kite down to the ground. Wow, said Spot. I'm glad your hat found me. Spot kite once again soaring up in the sky. Thank you, Mrs. Kangaroo, shouted Spot. But Mrs. Kangaroo couldn't hear. It was too windy. Spot followed his nose. One morning, Spot went out of work. He stopped and sniffed. What smell so nice? He asked. Spot went to the flowers in the garden. Sniff, know that what I can smell, he said. His friend Helen came by her kite. Hello, Spot. What are you sniffing? I can smell something really nice, he said, but I don't know what it is. Mr. Kangaroo had just cut his grass, said Helen. Maybe I can smell. Spot ran across Mr. Kangaroo's house. Hey, Spot, said Mr. Kangaroo. He shouted, what are you doing on my pile of grass? I'm just sniffing at it, said Spot. But ignore the smell I'm looking for. next door. Tom was painting the fence on the front house. I wonder if this the paint. Can I smell? Said Spot. He went on the fence and sniffed. That smells awful. Tom laughed. You got paint on your nose. Spot rubbed his nose. I have to go home now, he told Tom. As Tom went up the path and to his house, he smelled good, strong and stronger. He ran inside. Sally sniffed the polished table and hall. He jumped on and sniffed the table top. They just put a dirty pot all over a nice clean table, cried Sally. Sorry, Mom, said Spot. I've been smelling something nice all morning, but this isn't it. Why don't you look in the kitchen? Spot, said Sally. Spot ran into the kitchen. There's that smell, he shouted to the table. There on the table was a plate of hot cookies. I baked these for later, Sally told him, but you now can have one now, he smiled. There's nothing wrong with your sense of no, Spot. No, said Spot. No, said Spot. And there's nothing wrong with my sense taste either. Thanks for the cookies, Mum. Spot in the snow. One morning, Spot woke up and got a big surprise. Outside, everything was covered in snow. Mom, can I go out with my sleigh? Spot asked. Yes, but put your hat and scarf, said Sally. It's very cold outside. Don't need all that, Mom. Spot opened the door. Brr, you're right, Mom. It's cold. Spot put on scarf and his hat and scarf. By the time Spot had pulled his leg on the top of hill, he was feeling warm again. Sat on his sled and pushed himself off. Whoosh! And went to the bottom of hill. This is great, he said. Steve was skating in a pond. Hello, Spot. Steve called. Do you want to try my sled? Skating looked easy when Steve did, but Spot found it wasn't so easy after all. I think I will stick my sled. Come and ride with me, Steve. They climbed on a hill, pulling the sled together. When they reached the top, they got on the sled. Ready, steady, go! The sled went much faster when Spot and Steve both on it. This is fantastic, shouted Steve. Yes, great, Spot, watch out for the The sled hit a big pile of snow, came to a sudden stop. Spot and Steve rolled out in the snow. Then something knocked Spot's hat down his eyes. What's that? Spot asked. They hear giggling. There was Helen laughing at them covered in snow. It's a snowball, he called, and there's another. And before they could move, a big, squishy snowball hit Steve's tummy. Here's one for you, yelled Skitty, throwing a snowball back And another shouted Spot. Hey, said Helen, your gate isn't fair. Come on, help me build a snowman. Look, I already started. Helen rolled a big snowball for the snowman's body. Spot helped her to roll another one for his head. Come and help us, Steve, says Spot. In a minute, says Steve. I'm busy. Helen and Spot put her head on the body. They found 2 stones and snowman's eye and a piece of wood for his mouth. Look at our snowman, Steve, called Spot. And look what I've made, said Steve. Yeah, I made a snow dog on top Spot's sled. Look a big like Spot. That's great, said Spot. Why did you put it on my sled? So did you take it home, Spot? Mom will be surprised when 2 Spot come home, said Spot. It's lucky. She told me to wear my hat on and scarf. She'll know which is me. Spot and Steve have been playing all day in Spot's bedroom. Was a mess. Room, said Spot. He pushed the car along the floor. Coming to land, said Steve, holding an airplane high up in the air. Spot's mom looking, what a fine time you had, but it's time to tidy up now. Okay, Mum, said Spot. We'll just let's push the car. I'll help, said Steve. Steve put the airplane back into the toy box with the boat and train set. Spot was just about to climb on his basket, noticed something was missing. He looked around his room. Where's Teddy? Spot ran into his toy box one by one. He sorted through the toys. Teddy wasn't there. Went to the bookcase. Maybe Teddy was hidden behind the book. He wasn't. Spot looked inside the cupboard. No Teddy. Sally came in to say goodnight. I saw you tidy up your rooms. That's what he said. I did, said Mom. I can't find my Teddy, says I'll help you, Sally. Have you looked in your basket? Spot rushed to his basket and lifted the cushion. I found my Teddy, thanks, Mom. I promised to tidy up again in the morning. I knew you will, smiled Sally. I know you will. Tuck Spot. He tucked Spot and Teddy and whispered, "Good night, Spot. Good night, Teddy. Sweet dreams." Spot plays hide and seek. Spot was playing in the bedroom. Yeah, idea, I want to play hide and seek, he said. He took all her toys out of the toy box and climbed inside. After a moment, Spot looked out. I need someone to find me, he said. Spot climbed out, ran downstairs. Spot ran. Spot's mom was in the kitchen, and Spot ran by. He saw a laundry basket. And a good place to hide, he said. Jump in. Just Sally walked past. Boo said Spot. Harry turned around and laughed. I didn't see you, Spot, he said. Good, I have a real player. Hide and seek with me as well. All right, said Sally. I'm playing in the garden. I'm playing hide and seek with my mum. Spot said, you're a rabbit, you're too big and hide there, said a rabbit. Sally looked behind the bushes. He looked in a vegetable patch. He looked over the wall. Where can Spot hide? Said Sally. Not here, said the goose. But here, Sally called me. Hide behind the tree, said Squirrel. I won't tell. Sally walked past the tree, went to the shed. Look out, Spot, he called. I'm coming to find you. Spot wasn't in shed. I know where Spot can be, said Sally. Perhaps gone to the house and hide. Spot, Dad, come along and pick the wheelbarrow. Have you seen Spot? Asked Sally. No, said Sal. Hi, Dad, said Spot, standing up. I'm really hiding from Mom. Yes, Spot, I know, said Sam. She's gone back to the house to look for you. I think I done enough hiding, said Spot. I'll go back too. Then she got into her house. Spot hear his mom call out, Steve is here. Spot, he wants to play. Hello, Spot, said Steve. Do you want to play hide and seek? Spot thought for a moment. Okay, said Spot. But only you hide and seek. Great, said Steve. Spot started counting and Steve ran off. And I had good luck, Steve, said Sally. Spot seeks that well as he hid. It will be a short game.